a lot of things?
I know I did. I had never had the pleasure.
It's in California.
Yeah.
It's California. Okay. Yeah. I met Hugh Hefner. I met a whole bunch of folks. And a lot of parties, you don't know who's who at the party till you go home or you go upstairs. You don't know who's who. It's just a party. And it's just people.
You don't know who's who. Sure, we don't.
And who's doing what? Okay,
is
well,
that
what
one
does
of the
that mean? You go and walk in with your heterosexual meter. I feel you.
Can we move on?
We're gonna move on because you're not gonna tell us what you saw at the party at the mansion. So we're gonna move on because the mansion story will never be told.
Right, and he's talking about it. He's gonna tell us.
How can I tell it every time I'm speaking? You cut me off about it.
You're not gonna tell it.
I just told you. So you didn't hear me say I met Hugh Hefner.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
everybody that goes to the mansion
club, Hugh Hefner gonna be at the goddamn door.
Everybody gonna meet Hugh Hefner. Are you serious?
Goddamn door.
He wasn't at the door.
We gonna be.
That's not how it's going.
Thank you for the token, Drake.
Wow, it's amazing how
everybody
who have never been there say, "Oh, he's at the."
All right.
There was different spaces in that place. The grotto. There was a whole bunch of different stuff went on.
Dude, I think can we change the subject? We ain't doing that now. Can we change the subject? Let's talk about something more relevant. Snoop Dogg said he stopped smoking weed. Now what happened?
Right. I can't believe you. Why?
I don't know. He said
he didn't. First of all, he didn't say he did not say he's going to stop smoking a lot of weed. He said he's not going to smoke. He didn't say what he's going to smoke. He could because he's starting a new line of edibles, from what I understand. So I guess he was marketing his new gummies and edibles that he's doing.
Thank you, Dre. Okay,
that's what I heard.
Lonzo, you scared me. Okay, I hope he don't quit.
But he stopped smoking. He's the king.
That's what he said. No one knows what he meant exactly by that.
Stop smoking. Does he barbecue? He got to be talking about weed.
Probably without any pork in him.
I ain't never seen him smoke a cigarette in my life. This means that the homeboy that follows him around to roll his weed from to lose his job.
Does he have?
He may now be handing out the edibles.
Does he have his own screen?
He may be handing out edibles now.
He got a guy that pays $60,000 a year to roll his weed. That's all he does is roll weed.
Oh, for real?
For real.
It had to be a guy, because why not get a
Hey, that's all he does is roll.
Well, the story tells us that it was Willie Nelson that made Snoop Dogg stop smoking with him because Snoop couldn't hang out with Willie Nelson, who was just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He said Willie Nelson outsmoked Snoop.
Okay.
Oh wow!
I've heard that before, but I also heard there's some other issues that may make him stop smoking. So, but when people tell you respect my privacy, that means they got some other shit going on.
Oh wow!
True.
So it's not a promo move.
It could be something else. That's what I said. Right. He didn't say he wasn't stop smoking weed.
I mean, think about this
there was a study. There was a study they came out with trying to tell people they need to stop smoking as much weed as they are, because it is detrimental to your health. Don't ask me about the super details, because when I heard it, I said, sounds like somebody's trying to corner the market, because nobody's going to stop smoking weed because the government told you not to smoke weed.
No.
That's not going to happen.
No. Check this out. Smoking weed is cool as a motherfucker. Smoking too much weed is stupid as fuck. Okay? Drinking is cool as fuck. Smoking too much, doing too much drinking is dumb as fuck. Okay? And that's the problem. People don't know how to. Everybody wants to go into excess, no matter whether it be weed, alcohol, jewelry, cars. We do so much excess when it comes to shit. We look fucking ridiculous to people, man. We look ridiculous to our own people, because why you got to be drunk all the time? Why you got to be
all the time?
All the time. Do you realize that for some people, sobriety is a new high? So why is it?
Yes.
You can't. It's like you got to have a blunt all the time. I'm talking about Snoop. I know people like this. You got to have a blunt all the time. You got to have a drink all the time. And your body cannot process all these different chemicals and still function properly, especially alcohol. Alcohol don't fuck casting anybody I know.
It's horrible. Goodness gracious.
Well, I would say the way weed is now is not the way weed was when Lonzo and I grew up. And I'm talking about where the weed was grown in the backyard and it strictly came directly from the earth, and then you rolled that up. This is new chemical weed. we did. This is they're on something else. It's not even the same.
GMO shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Don't
You
trust
can't,
it.
you can't even take weed. You
it's
can't.
definitely
First of
not.
all,
I can't even
first
use
of
the
all-
word, which is weed.
First of all, weed, if it's not reproducing itself, like seedless grapes and seedless watermelon,
I don't trust
it's not
that.
natural. Okay, it's not natural. Weed that you do not find weed seeds anymore.
Seedless watermelons, no.
The seeds that you do find, they're dormant. They will not produce anything. I tried my hand at hydroponics, and we had to go buy a clone, plant them in some special clone soil, and let them nurture them little motherfuckers so they got king plants. I'm looking for the seeds. My nephew said, "Ain't no seeds, huh?" What you mean ain't no seeds?
Wow.
No, ain't no seeds, man. We got to have.
Yeah,
That means that it's not a natural plant. Natural plants have seeds.
that was the reason why you used to separate your weed on the album cover,
Yes,
especially the one with the fold,
we
because you put the seeds on one side
blocks to count.
and you put the weed to the left side.
Yeah, and then if you smoke, didn't get all the seeds out, and you wore some polyester pants, that shit would burn a hole straight to your goddamn thighs. And your
Yikes! Ouch.
your pants,
Wouldn't that be trash though? Wouldn't that be
That-
trash?
huh?
In the seat, trash.
What about trash?
No,
You don't smoke
the seed is actually the weed.
No,
When you used to buy your weed, the seeds were in the weed.
We didn't see buds until the 80s. We smoked leaves, so we didn't see no buds.
Right.
There you
saw
go.
buds.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Only when you
See?
saw buds, you had stems. We had stems, seeds, and some shake. Most of that they called it that. That's that Mexican weed back in the day. That's what we had. And then if you got Colombia, got Colombia Gold. That was a higher grade of shit. Then you had the Maui Wowie, which would put you on your ass. Put one pin joint would put 4 or 5 cats on their ass. Then you had the preference of all preferences for Lonzo Williams was goddamn tie stick. That was the best in the world. Now my question is, where all that shit go?
Government got it.
It became
Government got
hydro.
it.
That shit
It
that we
became
grew
all
up-
those other derivatives with the chemicals now. It's
all
gone.
shit that we grew up with, and back then that shit was natural. It was all natural. You can get your seed, throw it in the ground, and start you a little crop of Columbia Gold. Or if it was the tie stick was a little bit different because it had to be in a certain type of soil, preferably that volcanic soil from Thailand, or just like with Maui Wowie. That soil had a different kind of richness to it. Just like going to Hawaii. You ever been to Hawaii? You see the soil in Hawaii is red. It's super rich in different kind of minerals and shit, and it makes shit.
Because it's from the volcano. It's volcano.
Even
What do you call it?
even pineapples taste different when you get them from Hawaii on the island.
Directly from Hawaii, yeah, they do.
That motherfuckers don't taste nothing like what you get in the store. Nothing.
And you know what's messed up about that with Lonzo? Even though Hawaii's in the United States, for you to take like a box of pineapples, I forgot what you have to pay extra for it, because you have to import it technically to the mainland. And I'm like, what? But it's all the United States. They're like, no. It's the fruit and stuff that they grow there is different. And it comes out, it tastes different. And I didn't realize until that first time I went to Hawaii. That was one of the first things I wanted to taste when I went to Hawaii, was actually Hawaiian pineapple. And it's so much more, I don't want to say sugary, but it's so much sweeter than the ones you get here.
Right.
And we got it. And this is telling one of our friends, Chris, from Jungle Rep, said people in the cannabis industry not knowing what the word horticulture means says a lot about the industry. And that's it. He's a horticulturist, so he knows it. But a lot of people in the cannabis industry, when you meet them, they have a lot of questions. They don't know half as much as what you all know, but they're in the cannabis industry and don't even know what a horticulturist is and the technique you use. Lonzo, you said hydro what?
Hydroponics, yes.
Okay.
That's when you're growing it. You're growing it not in the ground. You're growing it like in big bins and using sunlight and controlled growing. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was that 3-step thing, because we used to have in the Delta, I went to school where it was a lot of rice paddies, and our rice paddies were also doubled to fertilize the soil, and they had catfish in there for the rice to grow. And then I heard from somebody that's growing weed, they had the weed, the fish, the fish and the weed, and maybe some people had the duck poop to grow stuff in the water. But that's not the same thing to help grow. But it's a lot of it's innovative, but that's not the same thing because that's using soil instead of water. But it's so many different ways out there. People are now growing weed, but the government, I think, is where all that good stuff Lonzo was describing is gone. Because we have a college in Mississippi. They were the plug before they were the plug before we had legal cannabis. That college, that's federal money. They had it. They were growing a lot of new strands or whatever. A college.
You know what? Black folks don't watch enough movies. And if you see some of the shit they do in the movies, like the movie Jamie Foxx movie, they clone Tyrone, it would make you think about all the things that we tend to gravitate toward that tend to be harmful to us. We love certain things, and they know we like certain things, and certain people promote certain things to us and make us keep our mind, whether it be fried chicken or weed or Hennessy or whatever the case may be. And we don't get the same promotion of good living or good health or good eating like everybody else does. So if you drinking alcohol all the time and smoking all the time and eating bad all the time, your body is working hard all the time to keep your ass alive. And I don't see a lot of brothers doing water commercials for Avion or whatever water's out there. I don't see that. I ain't never seen the commercial. I ain't never seen a hip hop artist yet do a water commercial yet. I see them doing beer commercials, alcohol commercials, weed commercials. I mean, not weed commercials, but everything else. I ain't never seen them do a goddamn water commercial or fruit commercial. You don't see that. But anything else,
you're right.
Anything else that's derogatory to our system, to our bodies, they go a check. And I was listening to what's his face, bearded brother Rick Ross, him and this cat D1, what's the guy, young brother D1, somebody brother, he's a positive rapper. He got on Rick Ross about his music. And Rick Ross thought, oh man, I pass out turkeys, I pass out 20,000 bicycles. And I'm like, you know what? That's the problem right now. You think you can do all this goddamn dirt in the community and buy somebody a bicycle or a goddamn turkey. And that's gonna make everything be right. Meanwhile, his mama's on crack, his daddy in jail, and you bought him a bicycle. What you think he need more, mama or a bicycle? Okay,
mama.
He damn sure don't need the turkey. Believe it or not, turkey's not good for you.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as what the mafia.
Turkey is really not good for you.
And you check my turkey's not. It's the same thing the mafia did back in the days. They poisoned the community with all their madness, and then give away food at the end of the year. Okay, and so everything is now resolved because you gave some people some turkeys and shit, man.
The thing is, that's two systems. I've heard a study on MP3 about dehumanization lowering curiosity, and if somebody's dehumanized, there's no curiosity to help them, and then if you're dehumanized, there's no curiosity to improve. And those are studies on us that we don't even know anything about. That's crazy. Dehumanizing.
And that's why everybody's a nigga. It's easy to kill a nigga.
Wow, I'm glad he said that. I agree. That would lead me someplace else. I don't want to go there.
They did it in all the various wars. They did it in Vietnam. They was gooks in Vietnam. They was chinks in
that's what the whole Frank Lucas story was about.
Exactly.
About how he was importing pure heroin in, and it was called Blue Magic. And they couldn't figure it out. And when the cops finally figured it out, they couldn't believe it was a black guy that did it. But technically, the true story is Frank didn't do it. It was really the guy from the Vietnam who passed it to Frank, who then Frank sold it. And that's how but that's getting really deep in it. But I agree with you, Alonzo. We're our own detriment. But look at our struggle. And look at what it takes for us just to survive in this great United States of America.
Does that excuse
No, not at all.
No,
not at all. Because remember when we were brought here under the ships. And for us to survive, we were throwing the scraps from the master, not the food and the grain and the corns and all that stuff that we grow and harvest from the fields. You were throwing whatever was left of the pig.
So what that mean?
That's why we created better dishes for pig's feet, pig's heads, pig ass.
Okay.
That was what you were throwing.
Dehumanizing us. That's the same thing. That's what you're saying.
Wait. All that's been understood. That's already established. My question is, why is it okay for certain people to promote detriment into the community, make a lot of money doing it, and then when somebody call them on it, they start talking about turkeys?
Because it's the money. Because it's the money that really drives everything.
Okay, so what you're saying is, it's okay for somebody to pay you to destroy your community as long as you pass out turkeys every Thanksgiving. Get the fuck out of here.
I wouldn't pass out turkeys. If I want to pass something out on Thanksgiving, first of all, I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving anymore for a long time for one reason. Why would I promote something where people actually stole the land that they actually sit here and complain and say it was theirs all along?
That's beside the point. What I'm saying is, if somebody is paying to if somebody is helping you, if you're promoting propaganda, understand this.
Did you hear me agree with you?
Oh gosh.
But you're talking about turkey, Thanksgiving, fuck Thanksgiving. What about anything else? I'm just saying, if we're gonna do, if some people,
I said I agree with you.
I understand it. What I'm saying is, you kind of change the subject as usual. You change the subject.
No, I didn't change the subject. I said no.
Thanksgiving is not the subject. The subject is people being paid. Thanksgiving is not the subject. The subject is people being paid to promote negative shit in the community, and they think because they do certain things at a certain time of the year, with the Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever, that makes it okay. Because you got rich off. You got rich off.
I didn't say I agree with you. So I didn't change.
What I'm saying is, if somebody gets rich off of trying to off of degradation to the community, and all of a sudden because you gave away some bicycles, that make it okay.
No, it does not, and that's evil. That's really kind of very evil to actually. The one who is starving.
I tell you what. If white rappers were doing the same thing, if white rappers,
I was actually on your side about your discussion. It mattered to me. You're absolutely correct. But again, they do that, and I went back in history to say, now I'm saying, oh, I'm making money with the community, so I'm gonna bring you in and I'm gonna give you something like a turkey so you can feed your family.
Well, if white rappers were doing the same thing to black folks, that black folks doing to black folks, we'd be in an uproar.
Right.
No, white folks do, but they do it differently. They have great large dinners in their restaurants, and they invite their family, friends, and enemies in.
You missed my point again. You missed my point.
Excuse me. I just agreed to your point.
My point. No, you missed my point again. My point was, if white rappers were selling the same.
Didn't. You said, why don't we challenge them?
Damn it, you will never let me finish. You'll never understand the point if I never finish it. If a white rapper was pouring the same verbal degradation into our black community that black rappers do, promoting all this drill music and everything else, promoting all this death and violence, if it were white rappers doing it, we'd all be against them. But because they're black rappers, we let them get away with the shit.
That's how they shut down that virtual. That rapper that was on TikTok, the virtual one or whatever they made up, they shut him down because it was cool at first, but then when he went to using the N-word, that what virtual rapper was shut down because
do that.
That's
what I'm saying. There's guidelines that we're the only ones that can infiltrate our community with the degradation. Nobody else can do that. We're the only ones that can infiltrate the minds of our youth with the bullshit. Nobody else can do it and get away with it. You can't call nobody ain't no white person can get away with a white rapper call somebody an N-word and everybody gonna come down on his ass. It's not gonna happen.
We got too many willing rappers. We got too many rappers willing to do it.
Everybody. Meanwhile, I tell you what. Where is the white counterpart to fucking Sexy Red? I'll wait.
That only would have been that girl, the Catch Me Outside girl, but she's giving back. I can't say that
because got so much money. It's a goddamn shame.
She done gave scholarships out though.
She got so much money. It's a goddamn shame.
Yeah,
and she was talking.
Catch Me Outside.
She didn't sell nobody out. She's talked shit to big fat head psychiatrist. She talked Catch Me Outside. Dr. Phil. She went viral talking shit to. She didn't talk about what color her asshole was, what color her vagina was. She didn't do all that. She did that. She went Catch Me Outside. She was a gangster. Catch Me Outside. She was ignorant, but she got her shit together, made a shit load of money. Where is Where is the white counterpart to Sexy Red?
That's a good question. We back to the female artist
I'm waiting.
again.
I'm just waiting. I'm
back to the female artist again.
Promoting whoredom, promoting super hypersexuality. Where is and here they got it so fucked up now. Even us as veterans, as old school players, this video might not be able to get played because we're speaking against some shit that's real. But they
yeah,
we're not allowed to say that no more. We the only country I know of, we got free speech, but you got to watch what the fuck you say. Come on out here with that bullshit, man. Don't stop me to preaching.
It's crazy because we get something of us get censored, and that's it. That's it.
Can I jump in now without interrupting you?
I'm gonna start selling.
Can I jump in now?
Buy my holy water.
You start.
I'm feeling holy water.
Wait, no. I thought the preacher person was gonna be Dre.
Holy water. I'm feeling the holy water now. So I'm preaching. I'm gonna start.
I can't tell because I thought Dre was gonna go there first to get the church.
I would like to talk if Bernadette, if you could pause for a second, please. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Reverend Dr. Dre. I was asking Lonzo, can I now respond to what you just said, Reverend Alonzo Williams?
Yes, you made my child. Yes, you made my child.
There you go. Because every time I try to jump in a little bit, you say you ain't finished. So let's keep it real simple and funky. You never had freedom of speech in this country because no matter what you said, someone who disagreed with you would come after you. That's a fact. That's always been a fact. The thing is, now that we found our new black foundness, and all of a sudden that we've arrived to nothing because we don't do.
We have not arrived.
Thank you, Bernadette. We have not done anything to actually secure our place where you have people sitting there actually. And I'm going to put it on the line, believing that Donald Trump does something. And that man stands up and says, I'm going to be your dictator if you elect me. I'm going to wipe everything out that's been here, and no one will ever run the country again but me. And we have people of color, Spanish, Black, Asian, you name it, say, he makes good points. But then when you sit back and you actually analyze what Joe Biden has done and seeing the great changes, and people who do not understand how the economy really works and how inflation really works. Well, but this costs too much. This is that. He does not control prices. If you want to change prices and things, don't buy something and watch the price go way down. Same thing with gas prices. Joe Biden doesn't control gas prices. He just doesn't. He doesn't control food prices in the supermarket, but like Alonzo was referring to, speaking of earlier, when you buy a watermelon that has no seeds, that's Monsanto. Those are those huge companies that came in and wiped out the local farmers. Because when they wiped out the local farmers, they wiped out the competition. And we sat back and we took it. So back in the days when Ronald Reagan and old George Bush eliminated the monopoly factor in the country, which made it appropriate for radio stations to buy each other out. That's why you don't see black radio stations anymore like that. Because the monopolies came in and took everything out. Same thing happened in your food. Same thing happened in your clothes. Same thing happened in everything that you do. But you can complain. You're professional complainers. We're really good at complaining. But what do you do? How do you actually go after the change and then support the change? It doesn't mean every black candidate is perfect and right. Doesn't mean every Asian candidate or Spanish candidate. It's talking about when do we take responsibility for our existence? Just like you were saying, Alonzo. That's what I said. I wasn't breaking your discussion. I agree. So when you go up against a record, say, hey, man, but the records you make are a detriment to the community. So no, you're not going to get any more happy-go-lucky, raise your hand in the air, let's party, party, party records. Instead, you're going to get women on the Grammys and on commercial television doing what they do. And we know who they are. Because that's what people do and attracted to. So you're not going to get the powerful female in the positive note and say, I'm making these records so I can change the thought. Because Queen Latifah went up against Lil' Kim and lost resoundingly. Lost.
We got to go. All right, folks.
Okay.
Dre, my child, you have spoken. Bernadette, say goodbye.
Goodbye and amen. Thank you, reverends. Bye-bye.
All right, folks. This is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. We are live with Dr. Dre.
I shut him down.
Who?
I said I shut him down. Shut him down.